Right, have a quick run through of how to use the Mark My Bird website. So you make sure you're on markmybird.org, and then this is the website that will come up. So once you're all registered and logged in, you're going to click on Get Started. These are just an example of the lovely badges you can win. More about those later. So we're going to start by clicking Markup here. So there should be a species selected for you. So then it will just load up the 3D model that you're going to be landmarking. So here we have black-thighed grosbeak. So this is the screen you're going to start off with. You'll get hopefully a nice picture of the bird. If you want to find out a bit more about it, you can click these links to Google or OneZoom. So have a quick look at the OneZoom link. So this is the website that will show you the phylogenetic trees, and you'll be able to see what the species is related to, how we get split from different species, etc. And then if you zoom in on the species itself, you can go to different websites such as Wikipedia, the Encyclopedia of Life, Archive. So just click on EL, and then once you get here, you can have a look at different pictures of them, etc. Right, so we go back to the landmarking. So we're going to click Start Landmarking here, and then it'll ask you a few questions to make sure that the bill's intact and it's okay to be landmarked. So does the bill appear to be intact? So it looks fine to me. So you can spin it around here just by moving the cursor and clicking. So yes. Are the side edges of the bill distinct enough to trace? Yeah, these ones are very distinct, so we're just going to click yes on that as well. Can you see the whole bill once again? Yes. So we're going to start landmarking. So I want you to click on the top of the bill. So you can move it around by clicking and just dragging. If you want to move the whole beak, you can press Control, and then it'll move around like this. So we want to see the very tip of the bill here, and to place a point, as it says in the instructions just here, you want to hold down Shift and click. So we want to get that right on the end. So that looks good to me. And then we're going to click Next. So now we want to do the back of the lower bill on the bottom midline. So the midline is just the middle bill coming down here, and then I'll get in the back. So let's click that one. And then we go next. We need to go next by clicking or by pressing the right arrow. Then back of the upper bill on the top midline. So once again, follow the midline all the way to the back, and as far back as you can see before the feathers start. So around there. Go next. Back of the upper bill on the left edge. Once again, go as far back as you can to see on the bill on the left side. So we're going to go to on there with this one. And then we're going to do the same on the right side. I'm going to try and get this to be as symmetrical as you can. So once you've placed it on the right side, you're going to see it matches with the one on the left. So that's pretty good, but just move it slightly to there because I might put it slightly on the feathers. And then we're going to press Next. And then the website is going to automatically calculate the midline for us. Very slowly, there we go. So that one looks good to me. Sometimes it gets it wrong, and it'll place points up here, and then you just run through the instructions here. If it's going beyond the back landmark, then you just click yes on here and you can undo the points, or if you're not happy with it, if it's gone slightly wrong, you can undo the points and place them manually yourself. In the next example, I'll try and get it wrong, so you can see that. So this one looks absolutely fine, so we're just going to click this, and then we want to create a spline going down the left hand side of the beak. So once again, holding Shift, clicking to place points. And once you've placed it around 10 to 15 points, you should get a little green message come up here that says stage complete, and then you're okay to move on to the next one. So this one's here is just to check that it's all gone in the right place. Sometimes you can accidentally place it so it loops over to the other side of the bill, but this one all looks good. So all the points are where they should be. And now we've got to just do the other side. So you don't want to leave too much of a gap between these points. So something like this should be fine. Just all the way to the back landmark. And as you can see, the green message, stage complete, has already come up. So I'm going to click that to go to next. So once again, all these points look fine. So we can click yes. And then these are just final checks just to make sure that everything looks okay. Just going to click through these. Once again, just a quick spin round. And then you're done. So this is going to do a quick run through of another bill. As I said, I'll get a couple of things wrong just to show you how you can correct them. Alright, so we've got a nice hornbill here. Once again, you can have a look a bit more about the species if you want to, but I'm just going to dive straight into this one. So this one is intact. It's okay. Side edge of the bill, distinct enough to trace. There is a little bit of string on this one, but there's not enough to obscure the shape of the bill and to upset the land marking. If it was really big, then yes, you can mark this up, and then we'll land mark it instead. So we're going to click through, start land marking. So if you put that in the wrong place, simple enough. You can do it as many times as you like to get in the right position. Just hold down shift and click. So check that's on the tip. Yep, that one looks okay. Next. So bill midline and the hornbills around there. Okay. So now we're going to do the upper bill, top midline. So we're going to put this in the wrong place just for now, just to show you how it can miscalculate the midline if you put something in the wrong place. Or even if you do, sometimes it gets the midline a bit wrong, and I'll show you how to correct that shortly. So we're going to do the upper bill left edge. Just spin it around so you get a better idea of where it is. Right edge. Once again, we're going to check for symmetry. So you can see the right edge is a bit too far forward. You can see there's a bit more in there. As far back as you can go, where you can see the beak goes, and then yeah, just make sure that they're symmetrical. And click next. And it's calculating the midline. And lo and behold, it is wrong. So I'm not happy with this. I'm going to go back through the points and then replace that one. So you can go back any point just by pressing previous to go back to the previous task you were given, and then we're going to go back through. The left edge is still okay, the right edge is okay, just clicking next, or the right or left arrow goes back, right arrow goes to the next point. So we're going to recalculate the midline, and it has got it wrong here. So I'm once again going to say I'm not happy. And then here you can either press undo, what I do is I just press U and as you can see, every time I press U, it removes a point. So bring it all the way back to the beginning, manually place points for the midline. I'm just moving the beak there by pressing Control, allows you to move it around like that, and then I'm just going to follow it all the way to the back until you place enough points. Even if you have placed enough points when you're near the front, I'd make sure you keep going to the back just so it calculates the line correctly. There we go, we've got a nice midline. Then we're going to go do the left side. It's a good idea to rotate the beak sometimes so you can see where the edge of the bill is. So let's get it all the way to the back. If you do place a point behind one that you've just done, so it looks like you're going backwards, you will get a message just to say that you've done something wrong and to make sure that you keep going from front to back. So just click OK in that instance. Really good idea to zoom right in so you can make sure you're placing points in the correct place. Throw that all the way to the back. Go. And once again, just going to go through some checks to make sure all these points are in the right place. Yep, they look okay. You're just going to have to spin the beak round in those instances just to make sure that all the points are on right. And then once again, just going through these checks, make sure you haven't accidentally placed a point in the wrong place. That's all good to me. I'll spin. And then you're done. Hopefully that's been helpful. We are around on Twitter between 1 and 3 today, and on the forum if you have any more questions. I hope that was helpful.